So we had tornadoes here this week. And if you have followed the channel for a minute, you might know that I'm a bit of a tornado enthusiast. As long as nobody gets killed, I love a good tornado. I've never seen one. Never seen one in real life. My wife forbade me from going storm chasing because she is smart. Well, we had two of them in the county. We had two of them. I, of course, did not see them because it was 0600. I'm not going to get up that early for a tornado. I'm sorry. Weather radio goes off. Everybody's phones go off. Everybody freaks out. Just a couple of tornadoes, y'all. That's all it is. Our phones didn't go off. I had the old-fashioned weather radio letting us know that we were about to die. Phones didn't let us know. They didn't tell us. That's the same thing that happened in Helene. The only notification we got during Helene was that the dam was about to be breached. Except we don't have a dam. Moral of the story, get yourself a weather radio. It's like $40. $40 and you've got a backup to your phone, which never works. Do you really want to trust that thing with your life? No, you don't. So then I get on YouTube, right? And you know, I'm looking at, I look, occasionally I look at YouTube. I am a YouTuber after all with 11,000 subs, which puts me, that puts me in the top 99%. And then the algorithm starts recommending tornado videos, right? And if you're not an enthusiast, you don't know about the wealth of information that is out there on every single tornado that has ever happened. And there's some videos are better than others. Some presenters are better than others. While we're on the subject, you should subscribe. If you are anywhere near any place that has ever seen a cloud, you should be subscribed to Ryan Hall and Max Velocity so that you can watch their live feeds in case you're about to die. Now you have 3 ways to know if you're about to die. You're welcome. The point that I'm trying to make is there's all kinds of videos on tornadoes all over the place. Big tornadoes, little tornadoes. Everybody loves tornadoes on YouTube. And there's this style of video that like where the narrator like they feel the need to dramatize a tornado. It's a force of nature. It's like the arm of God comes out of the sky to smite you in particular. These people have to dramatize it with like spooky music and you know, deep narration. The tornado has leveled the town. Dorothy and Toto are on their way to Oz. There's like already 500 people dead. And then the narrator's like, but no one could have known what would happen when this F5 monster set its sights on Big Randy's trailer park. I could have known. What do you think happened when it hit the trailer park? Everybody died. Come on, it's a tornado. And that brings us to the topic du jour, which is, what did they think would happen when they started a war with Iran? No one could have foreseen what would happen when the crazy Ayatollah, who's been threatening to close the Strait of Hormuz in response to American aggression for 40 years, responded to American aggression. This is an aggressive American. This is what it looks like when a real American becomes aggressive. The people in the administration, those are not aggressive Americans. Those are aggressive Russian agents. This is what boggles my mind. The people on the left that still don't understand what has happened, that think that, like, what? How can Donald Trump be so stupid? He's not stupid. This was the plan the whole time. We had a nuclear treaty with Iran from which Trump withdrew. We studied the Strait of Hormuz in 6th grade social studies. Like, that's how basic the Strait of Hormuz is. And I get not everybody is like interested in geopolitics and not everybody stays up on the news. But if I can do it, me, a self-employed artist who makes videos in his garage, if I know and have known for 20 years that Iran's version of mutually assured destruction is to close the Strait of Hormuz, surely someone in the administration also knew. We cannot open the Strait of Hormuz if Iran wants to close it. It can't be done. They have drones with a 300-kilometer range. All they have to do is get one of those onto a tanker. Every year, once a year. They got to get one hit a year to close the Strait of Hormuz indefinitely. It is not mutually assured destruction in the full nuclear exchange sense, but it is mutually assured destruction. And everyone knew this was going to happen. Everyone knew that the average American was going to see their gas price skyrocket and that fuel prices undergird the entire economy. That we're all about to be in a world of hurt. And we're just sitting here like, no one could have known what would happen when this tornado hit the trailer park. No, it's by design. It's mutually assured destruction. Destruction is the outcome that they wanted. The value of a system is its result. And who does this benefit? We started a war. And so far, the only outcomes are 6 American servicemen dead, hundreds wounded, 165 little girls obliterated by Pete Hegseth's AI toy computer, and Russia and Iran, 2 of our stated adversaries, have sanctions lifted? It boggles my mind that the American left is so weak and ineffectual, and no one is willing to call out what is actually happening here. And I think this Occam's razor is, it's because they're working for Putin too. What we are watching is the fall of the American empire. We lost the Cold War. Vladimir Putin is a Cold War veteran. He was a colonel in the KGB. But we thought we won the Cold War because they took the Soviet flag down. I'm angry. I am pissed off. There are innocent people on both sides of this that are dying right now. As you're watching, as I'm recording and as you're watching, they're dying right now. And right now, 3 amphibious assault ships are headed toward the Strait of Hormuz to land Marines. So yeah, I am mad. I am really, I can't believe that after my generation's war in Iraq and the one in Afghanistan, which ultimately ended the same way, Americans are going to stand by and watch this happen. But we've already stood by through so much, and I am tired of asking the same rhetorical question that I feel like I ask every week now, which is, what the question is, I'll do the act. Here's the shtick. The question is, how do we as individuals find meaning? How do you find something deeper while this is going on? And some days the answer is you fucking don't. I'm sorry. It's the truth. We're going to feel despair. That's what happens when your country dies. You feel despair. And we have to make room for that too. I did something really fun. I'll go ahead and tease it. I had an interview. I conducted an interview. It was really good, and it was very inspiring, and it's going to air on the channel soon. It was very inspiring for me personally, but also just in general. We didn't specifically get into the war in Iran, but we got into a lot of things that we have talked about here, and my interviewee said that despair is fruitless, and it's a luxury, and it's wallowing, and that's all true. It's also true that people are weak, and sometimes we're going to wallow. This is a safe space for wallowing if this is where you need to do it, man. So I watched Don't Look Up yesterday. Thought it was finally time. And it was a brilliant movie. It's one of the best movies I've seen in a long time. I am not a big Jennifer Lawrence fan. I know, a straight American male that doesn't like Jennifer Lawrence. I like her just fine. She's fine. She's not the what I feel like most men are supposed to assume that she is. And I know she's doing a good job when I forget that I'm looking at Jennifer Lawrence, because I feel like most roles in which she is cast make the most of having Jennifer Lawrence in the role, if that makes sense. This is all a big digression, and that's okay too. I forgot that she was Jennifer Lawrence. She was definitely the best performance in the movie. And if you haven't seen it, so the movie is about a couple of scientists, and they discover there's a comet that's going to come kill us all, and no one will listen to them. And the politicians and the business people involved, they try to make the most out of the situation. They try to find the most profit they can in the end of the world. So pretty much exactly what's happening. And so Jennifer Lawrence's character, which is kind of this disaffected alt girl, but not really alt, like she's kind of mediocrely alt, like she has a nose ring and dyed hair, and that's it. At the end, she develops kind of a relationship with this guy who has faith in God, and she's like, "Oh, that's sweet." Like that's literally what she says. And then I was really shocked that in the end of the movie, they actually gave this guy a chance to have a real, full prayer. Like not a like a vague like holding space for faith. It was like an actual prayer around a table. I was pretty surprised. Have we come back around to a place where faith serves us? And what does that mean? Is that a good sign? But the movie also makes fun of this guy because he's like super young and woke. He's a Zoomer, and at one point he asks Leonardo DiCaprio if he can be vulnerable in his car, and this is your space. This is leave your comments if you want to be vulnerable. I've been vulnerable. Yeah, let's do it. That's the end of the world. Let's wallow a little bit, and we will get back to the work that we do here. And I'm doing my best to continue. Man, it's been a rough way. I mean, tornadoes. We had tornado. Like, there should be a rule that like if there's a tornado in your county, you just take the rest of the week off. I think fear is a pretty useless emotion. But I'm not so sure about despair. I think despair has its place, but it has the use that it's a compass. It's the south pole on the compass needle. It points away from what you value. You feel despair when you're not moving toward your values. And at least then, when you can get ahead of it, you can say, well, I'm doing better than the people that are waging this war because I have values. This is the Gribbly's Folly Sunday Antisocial Hour, that time each week when I smoke my pipe and complain about humanity with whom I have a bone to pick while answering all of its questions. And if you are a piece of humanity with a question for me, an itching, burning, scaly, blistering, throbbing, swollen question that only I can answer, leave it in the comments down below with the hashtag AskGribbs. I will answer any question. And my bone to pick is that when I make videos that are fun, you don't ask me any questions. My read on this, my takeaway is that y'all are in at least as much despair as I am, and you need a place to talk about it. And so that's why I'm allowing a little bit of wallowing this week. I'm not even going to try to do anything fun this week, except there are some other news articles that came over my desk that I doom scrolled past, but it sounds better if you say over my desk. But I've decided to quit fighting it. This is what you want? You want upset Gribbs? That's what you're going to get. U.S. government purchases the domain aliens.gov. At any other time in history, I would be so excited about this. Wouldn't it be interesting, though, if we did get an actual disclosure? Like, yeah, we do have an extraterrestrial biological entity on a ice slab in a hangar at Area 51. And this is how it comes out, to distract from the Epstein files. That is not the victory Fox Mulder has been fighting for all these years. Next up, Royal Canadian Mounted Police says no current clandestine activities in Canada are linked to the government of India. I don't have any context for this because I've been following all the other horrors in the world, but I really like to think that this came out of nowhere and was just oddly specific. Like, I just like to imagine the guy in the thumbnail is like wrapping up a completely unrelated press conference. He's just like, in conclusion, everything is fine, but it is moose rutting season, so maintain situational awareness when you go outside. And by the way, there are no clandestine operations by the Indian government within Canada. Have a good week. Like, what? Who do you think would win in a war between India and Canada? You got like lumberjacks versus the most populous nation in the, well, is China still? Yeah, but they're not going to do anything because they want Taiwan. They're not going to fight Canada over Taiwan. Are they? I think if there's so one nation wins or there's colonization of territories, think of the mixing of cuisines that could happen. Like, imagine Indian food with maple syrup. Is this racist? Am I being offensive? But I feel like someone needs to think about the good that could come from the Canada-Indian War. At Al Molitor says, more fun stuff. Let's see Gribbs in the air and a Speedo dangling from silk ribbons. Unlikely. I don't do a lot of dangling in my life. I feel like if I am dangling, something has gone wrong. I dangled once off a train trestle from a rope, and I kind of trace all of my like leg problems to that. It was attached to my foot. I thought that was a good idea. If I fall off, I got this rope around my ankle, keep me from dying. And I did fall off and I didn't die. So I guess it worked. Would you like to see the photos that I took of that train trestle while I was doing that? Well, sign up for my Patreon. I'm a terrible salesman. $3 a month. You get all of this. And I don't know why you'd want it, but you would get it. At PRO Ask Gribbs. I'm sorry I missed this one last week. So I say last week like it wasn't 2 weeks ago, because last week we had tornadoes. And then this other thing happened, which is that I had the worst allergy attack of my life. Probably another story, but we should, ask me about it. At PRO says, are you a coffee drinker? If so, what it involves drugs. It involves Benadryl. And I have a Benadryl. You see that? The power's blinking because we're having another. What is up with the severe weather? I have a Benadryl intolerance. It gives me hallucinations. So ask me about it. It's fun. Okay, at PRO, it's not fun. It's scary. At PRO, ask Gribbs, are you a coffee drinker? And if so, what is your favorite? I'm a basic bitch. I drink Starbucks. I know. I can't even name 3 Starbucks songs, and here I am wearing the t-shirt. I drink the Sumatran single origin Sumatran blend, and this came about after a long and arduous process in which I consulted the YTPC mayor, Derek Tant. By the way, I am smoking Beck's Old Lemmy Bastard in my Missouri Meerschaum Legend. I won't do the zoom in. It's a legend. Derek Tant knows more about coffee than anyone, and he told me what to go for, and that's it's just easy. It's available everywhere. I can get it anywhere in the world because I'm a world traveler and all. And here's the other thing that's even more embarrassing that I wasn't going to say is we mix it with half calf. We mix it with decaf Verona because I have enough stimulants in my life. I don't need any more. But then every now and then every day I get a Red Bull. The blacker the coffee, the less caffeine. Then we mix it with the decaf. So it's like quarter calf. And what did I do? I started drinking Red Bull again. Yeah. For years and years, probably until I was 35, I drank a Monster Energy drink every day. And that was bad. That's you shouldn't do that. That's I don't know why that's legal. So I got away from that. No more. Back to it. Red Bull's a little bit classier though, right? It's the can is more subtle. I like the design on the can. That matters. Matters when you're a visual artist, and it's what you drink when you're base jumping, and not when you're sitting in your Monster Energy drink gaming chair in front of your gaming computer. A few years back, I bought a gaming laptop because it looked like a normal laptop. Took it to a business meeting, and when you open it up, it makes the sound of a katana being unsheathed. For as much as it cost, I could have bought an actual katana and just show up with that to the business meeting. Then there's bloatware. It's an Asus ROG, which I thought meant something cool, like really awesome, good graphics computer. I thought that means Republic of Gamers. Wait, like the gamers have a House of Burgesses or something? But I'm going to leave you with this. I was laying in bed last night and I was thinking, is there a way? No, there's not a way. But wouldn't it be cool if there was a way that we could allow like the medical sector to retain its technology because they do amazing things. We allow it to retain the current level of technology. We accept, 75-year average lifespan. That's pretty damn good. We're happy with it. We can't cure death. Let's just accept what we've got. Other than that, no new technology. And then everybody else, we go back to like the 1950s. Maybe you get a tablet where you can play retro games or something and like text each other. Only text, only SMS text. How do you find the balance where you've got the technology that makes your life better? You can message your people that you actually know, but you don't have the 24/7 propaganda stream from people you don't know, like shoved into your brain hole. I've been thinking about this a lot. I wrote an essay about it on my Patreon called Never Trust a Cloud. It's about tornadoes and cloud computing. And you see what I'm saying? I got good ideas. I want to tell you about them when they're fully formed, and they probably never will be. but they're good. Trust me, good ideas. Thank you for watching this extra bitter, despairing Sunday antisocial. I'm going to say something I've never ever said on this channel before, which is that you should get down on your knees and pray for peace. Yeah, you really should. Or whatever it is you do in that arena. The point of prayer is not to beseech change of God's will. It's to align yourself with it. And that's the important thing right now. That's the important thing. Thank you for watching. Keep the ends out for the ties that bind.